ur om. It's kinda funny since you even asked.
Sorry.
I'm gonna funny if you're even asking me. Oj, 93 friends online. Det var precis 70. It's kinda funny. Think it on our own. It's kinda funny. Think you even asking me. Curtis dies.
One tower done.
Oj, jag vill nog spela med. I'm gonna if you're even asking me.
Ammo depleted! No candy. Husks!
One of our drones has taken damage. We can't let the husks destroy the drone. Head to the crash site.
Man,
Hi. Hello. אני אדם, אני בן 8. אנחנו בנות 8.5. אפשר להגיד 9. עוד מעט 10. אני נולדתי בתל אביב ונולדתי בהודו. נולדתי בארצות הברית. לאבא שלי קוראים אבא רועי ולשני רונן. דורון וזכרון.
Show.
באתי מתהליך שנקרא פונדקאות. שהורים רצו שיהיו להם נהלים, אבל הם...
Nej, jag är så trash ibland.
ביצית, אבא הנמוך נתן זרע נראה לי.
I know, jag fattar det. Att det mycket inte funkar.
והם בעצם יוצרים תינוק והם מכניסים אותו לבטן של פונדקאות. ואז הם עוברים...
Nej, han fick mina saker för...
היא הולידה אותי ונתנה אותו.
Aldrig att han ska få
באתי
mina.
מהבטן של אישה אחת וקוראים לה ליאונית. וואו, יש מלא דברים. חושבים שזה כיף לגדול עם אבא ואבא. אפשר לעשות איתם הרבה דברים, אבל אפשר גם עם אמא, אבל לפי דעתי עם אבא ואבא זה יותר כיף. זה כיף להיות איתם. זה כיף שהוא מחבק אותי לכל יום. וזה משהו שלא כל אחד יכול לקבל, וזה משהו שממלא אותי בגאווה, שכאילו, אני לא כמו כולם, שאני שונה, אבל זה משהו טוב. אני לא יודעת, כי לא הייתה לי אמא. זה כאילו כיף לי, כי אני אוהבת שיש לי אבא ואבא, כי אני מרגישה קצת מיוחדת, ואני אוהבת לקטול איתם. הם לא חשבו שאנחנו ילדים אחרים, הם חשבו שאנחנו רגילים, פשוט שאין לנו אמא. יש לנו ספר, כי אני יודעים ש... ואבא, כאילו אני היחידה בכיתה.
Väldigt snygg.
Hello, everyone. My name is Jillian. I'm 16, and I was able to turn my hobby into a very profitable job that made me a lot of money. But life didn't get any easier. Because I got in trouble when my parents found out about it. First, I have to say that I didn't live with my biological parents. It's actually my aunt and uncle. They were appointed as my guardians after social services pulled me out of the hell that used to be my home. From that moment, I moved to another city and lived with my guardians for 5 years. You know, if I knew what kind of people they were, I probably would have rather stayed in that hell. But I was 11 years old, and I had no choice. So I moved into this house, and things got even worse. My aunt and uncle already had a large family, and they had absolutely no space for me. I swear to you, they put me in the closet, because the other rooms were occupied by their children. I lived in this closet like Harry Potter, only I knew that there was no such thing as a miracle. And the owl wouldn't bring me the invitation to study at Hogwarts. I always got the worst version of everything my cousins had. I was given my older sister's worn-out clothes. The toys I had were usually already broken by my younger brothers. And of course, my guardians didn't want to spend any money for simple things like a normal phone. So I couldn't even text my friends from school. Of course, I was always scolded for the slightest offense, and they always referred to my mother, who they regarded as a spoiled and terrible person. I always hated to hear that, because I loved my mother, and I missed her very much, despite what had happened in her family. My mother was a good woman, and she didn't deserve to be treated like that. You might think, then why am I living with guardians? Okay, I'll tell you everything. Until I was 11, I lived with my birth parents. But, as you know, I ended up at my aunt's house, where nobody wanted me. So something bad did happen. My dad was an intern at a company that works overseas, and he went away for a few months. After he came back, our happy family started falling apart. I think he found another woman, and he just wanted to get away from us. So, my parents divorced. My father left, and it was just me and my mom. My mother was sad for a long time because of the divorce. At one point, she had a boyfriend, and I thought that soon everything would be fine, but I was wrong. Damn Bill. He began to have a bad influence on my mother, and from that moment on, everything went to hell. At first, they started hanging out somewhere until late, and my mother began to be late for work all the time. She began to treat her work negligently, and soon she was fired. Mom and her boyfriend were pulling out all the stops, and Mom became a completely different person. She was nervous and irritable. She clearly had a drinking problem and lost control of herself. She even showed up drunk at a parent meeting at my school. My teacher noticed this and wanted to talk to her, but my mother started swearing and insulting the teacher. It was a huge mistake. The teacher called social services, and inspectors came to our house. They saw the mess, and they knew what was going on. Then my mother was deprived of her parental rights, and here I was. But I still loved her, and I didn't think it was her fault. It was Bill who turned my mom into an alcoholic. So all I had left was to just miss her, and occasionally chat on the phone with her, with my aunt's permission. I tried to get rid of my boredom by doing what I loved, embroidering with beads. My mom taught me how to do it, and it was my only hobby. On the weekends, I just sat in my closet and embroidered all day. But one day, I had a cool idea. I decided to create not just abstract patterns, but some pictures. At first, I practiced on portraits of celebrities and tried to repeat the famous paintings like the Mona Lisa, and I was pretty good at it. One day, a friend of mine suggested that I start selling these pictures. I thought, why not? Then we went to a flea market
Så
and put my
borde du som
paintings up for
vinner,
sale.
ja,
And
voilà.
it was a success. People were interested not only in the fact that these pictures were beautiful, but also in the fact that they were made by a 12-year-old girl. I sold small pieces for $20. And I was really glad that people liked them. But then I had another brilliant idea. I decided to embroider beaded portraits of people, like made to order. Adults like this kind of thing, so I set up this mini business. They would give me a picture, and a couple of months later, I would sell them embroidery. And I could sell a portrait like that for $200, no less. I had a lot of orders. I spent all day embroidering, doing what I liked. Only now, I was getting paid for it. My life improved. I could afford to buy clothes I liked and not depend so much on my guardians. But life couldn't be that perfect. When I bought a new phone, my aunt noticed it and started asking a lot of questions. Soon, she went from words to actions, and my guardians made me give them half of every proper.
Okay.
And they took it. And they didn't even feel guilty about it. My uncle even said it was some sort of rent. Those... Those bastards. Rent for my little cubby hole? At that moment, I began to hate them with all of my heart. That was their real idea.
Hej Matteo, jag hör!
Pretended to be the heroes who
Matteo, din mick funkar.
but really, they were just using me.
Ja.
But then something happened, and I realized that I could change my life and be
Kan du sätta dig närmare din mick, by the way?
My mom got in touch with me. She said she wanted to start a new life. She had undergone treatment and rehab and had a
Det är en PS4-kamera. Man måste koppla ut och låta den vila.
Har du en sån här PlayStation, en kamera liksom, webcam?
Ja, det är den jag använder. För jag ska snart köpa för 700 kronor. En skitgrym mikrofon.
Jag vill också ha en webcam.
Men du, är din vän som har fett som droppar del sitt inventory online?
Jag har en live. Okej, ja, det är tråkigt att ha live för inga kommer in.